can have a look at this just to start with. It's something that I've kind of been playing around with. It was something happened to Loki actually in the last couple of tournaments. He's got a guard pass system that he uses, which we call the Loki guard pass for obvious reasons. So he kind of gets hold of the belt, slides backwards, digs the elbows into the legs and keeps grinding till the legs open, puts his hands under the legs and passes the guard. He has had high success with this for several years. It's a pain compliance one, but we've had a couple of teams obviously watching what he does, and they started to put a counter together. So he's been caught a couple of times with the cross collar choke. And the downfall of that is what happens normally is as we're digging their elbows into the legs, most people kind of go, it hurts, so their hands go down to the elbows to try and prod off, which is the worst thing. So what they're doing at the moment, they're just going straight to the cross collar choke. So they're kind of going in from here. And of course, Loki's hands are back. This is quite hard to defend. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to walk our hands up. We're trying to bring our head high. And the reason being is Steve wants to get his elbows down to his hips. So this, it's not, but it makes it harder. So right now he's basically trying to pull my weight down, but my frame system is supporting me. I'm not saying you can't get choked, but it gives me that little bit of time I need. So we're not here, walk our hands up. I close the space up by taking, for argument's sake, my right knee to my right elbow, and I'm compressing onto the hip. So I'm just trying to turn the hip in a little bit. This will help stop my partner from kicking me backwards. Part two is if my right foot's up, my right hand goes across the body and it goes elbow to the ground from here. And now all I'm going to do is I'm driving forward and rolling my hips to get rid of the grip break. I can now back step, come through the guard. Obviously, the more I do this, the faster and with the more intent I do it, the better it is. I wouldn't kind of go slow. So I'm going to start the hands inside the belt here. Our partner goes for the collar choke, X choke, 1, 2. Walk my hands up nice and high, that's the key. Walk my knee to my hand, and I'm pretty much throwing, so I'm diving, so I'm kind of going diving over as far as I can. I'm just simply rolling my hip. So even if Steve has the choke, it's no longer a very good choke with the arms captured. Don't upgrade to now to the choke still on. Sounds really weird. Okay? If the choke's still on, go to north south so that the choke just unwinds. There's no longer any choke. So they do have the hands, and if they're really struggling to keep the collar choke, instead of going out and having to fight to get rid of the choke, just go north south and the hands will kind of be like, and there's no threat of a choke anymore. They can't even baseball choke because the grip's around the wrong way. Chop up. Don't. Just so you can see as well. Yeah. So hands inside the belt and doing the Loki, so elbows in, ha ha ha, digging my elbows. I'm great joy of doing this to people, just so you know. So this Loki, hands going for the collar choke. So of course his hands come in, my hands can come under. Does that kind of make sense? Right, so from here, and they can pull the choke on, like pull the choke on, pull it on. So he has to carry my weight instead, so I'm kind of like, no dramas, step up. In one motion, I'm going to throw my hand over, north south, and the hands are pretty much open, and now we're in opportunities to start to attack. So it's a really nice counter system to the cross collar choke from inside the full guard. It has to be done relatively fast, and it has to be done with what I call intent, or I'm trying to hurt you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Everyone's kind of got it. Everyone's doing really good. I like how you're going. There's a couple little parts of the system that we're missing, and these are important parts. But end of the sandwich, I'm sure you guys are going to get it. That's it. So look, same deal again. We're doing the Loki, and the issue is I'm normally backwards from here, which gives my partner access to the collar. This is the problem. Right. So what I'm doing is my hands are coming here. I'm not going here. This is a weak mechanic. So Sheldon puts both hands in. So collar choke. Feel good there? Yes. Okay. So if you squeeze from here, how does that feel? Okay. Yep. Okay. Squeeze from here. How does that feel?
Not good.
Okay, it's different. So what I'm saying is when people are here, when they're stepping up like that, and they're not progressing past their partner. What I'm doing is I'm stepping up, so I'm kind of like stacking, I'm over. So there's a huge valley here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to drop here, I'm going to go like this, I roll into the valley. So I try to drop my hips down, and from here I've got the head and I can back step through. My partner can catch the half guard, right, but I'm not in the choke anymore. Just so you guys know, if they keep this arm, I take this arm and I start backwards. I don't have a kimura here. So if I hold this and I hold this, and he's got his hand, it's really hard for him to disengage, by the way, as well. I lay down from the half guard, I simply raise my hips and have the kimura. So if they are going to be persistent and I'm in the half guard, I'm just going to take the elbow, hold it, raise my hips, and the kimura comes on. So the two parts, say the shot.
If you don't step, are you at risk of getting armbar?
I'm not at risk of getting armbarred if I do this correctly.
If you do step.
Yeah. So the part so collar choke is, if I step here, yes, because there's no contact on the hip and you can swing to the hip. Here, you can't swing to the side. I need the compression. Does that kind of make sense? So I need that, yeah. And the second is, it's not my hand, I'm hiding my elbow. So if I swing to the armbar, if I'm here.
I just meant with the first initial hand placement.
Okay, but how they hold the arm?
Pinch your elbow and hip.
Yeah, but okay, the choke's not on. So let's just play devil's advocate. No, it's good. Okay, so Sheldon goes collar choke. I put my hand to go, and Sheldon goes, I want to go an armbar instead. So he goes, okay, I'll let go for the armbar. I'm number one is survive. I'm getting rid of the choke. My number one goal, stop the choke. Everything else is jam. So I just cannot get submitted. I have to be in the game, and I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit, not to get tapped.
Sorry, another note. Does that mean then he doesn't get an advantage?
There's no advantage at all. Yeah, there's no advantage because I haven't defended the choke. But there's no advantage. So you can even have it like, and from here, and you're squeezing, and I'm here. There's no advantage. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. Come on. Keep squeezing. Come on. There's no advantage. There's no threat. Okay. The difference would be if my face goes purple and my eyes glass over, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, or if I pass out. Okay. So number one is, as Sheldon gets the grips, walking, step. And I'm going to do this slow, but this is the part that I need to be done with a little bit of urgency. Is hand over, drop my hip, back step. That's the part. Hold, kimura. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Big fella, you're first.
Okay. So this, and it might be that there's a couple of reasons being, so that the collar choke comes on, and my hands come high from here, I pinch from here, and so once I'm here, if I'm having trouble opening, so if I'm trying to back step from here and I can't back step, I'm going to actually start to pass guard the side. Okay, so pass guard.
Oh, yeah.
Go to Tory pass.
You go the other side.
There's still no choke. It's quite hard for them to get the choke on. Just from my experience on doing this, right? Most times that I come up high and I realise that the choke isn't a threat, they'll generally let go of the choke from my experience. So if like we're playing worst case, absolute worst case scenario, where Steve's got the choke and I come high and I squeeze, okay, hand comes over, worst comes worst, I put my hand in, from here I just start to play the game. So you know, I've got to go check the choke. You know, like I'm in a better position to pass the guard. You can keep the choke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you swap that first.
Yeah. Go the opposite side. Just have a little bit of a play around, guys. 1, 2, 3.
I try to.
Yes, just
Okay, so I've got Eli inside. Actually, I'm inside Eli's guard, so I'll jump onto your back, please. Working on the assumption that they're going to put one hand into my collar before they put both hands. There's not many people shoot both hands in at once, so they normally go a control hand and a choke hand. So working under the assumption that it's one hand up, the other hand, like one step before the other step. And the most common thing is deal with the threat as soon as it comes up. Okay, so inside the guard from here, whether I have the low key or the standard from here, my knees are spread, and what I'm trying to do from here is I'm trying to keep my bottom as low to the ground as possible so that my hips are backwards, which makes it hard for my partner to break them down. As my partner gets their collar grip or the sleeve grip, we're going to grip, I'm going to hold it down here. So we're just going, and I need this before we progress. There's two things I'd like to do with this one. Number one is if I have both my hands low, I've got to make sure I'm rocking backwards, but be very careful of the hip bump sweep. If I have one hand higher than the other, it's always the low hand that grips. Because if I take the high hand out, they're going to pull down and they're going to break me down. Does that kind of make sense? So I do need to have a post system, and this can be kind of awkward, but I've got a system. So if I'm trying to grip break and my partner's got a really strong grip, I swap my hands, I simply smash down on top of it. And I'm pretty much just going to be brutal. Right, so I find from here, sometimes that this is, so I go hold, and I'm pretty much just going to smack, I'm not allowed to strike, but I'm going to come as close to it as possible without getting DQ'd. I've got shot like two hands, but every time I've done this, I've just gone, yoink, I'm like, oh man, and then the collar chokes is really easy. You're like, oh man, this is bad, bad. So I found for me, it's like from here, so on the same side, hit the elbow, grip break, and we're up. So for me, that was one of the ways I dealt with it. Specifically fighting someone that's got a really strong grip, you hit just and it's just not working, right? So post, okay, on the elbow, smash it in, grip break, here. On the same side, we're raising the hip. I'm raising the hip, so my knee's facing in when I step up. This is exaggerated, but there's nothing wrong with exaggeration. Okay, guys? So,
Is it exaggeration or is it better?
well, what I'm saying is I don't have to kick them over. I just don't want to be here where the hips are on the ground and I'm not attacking the hip line. So, I don't have to turn them all the way. In fact, if I do that, I'm susceptible to a sweep because I don't have a post. So it's more like I'm kind of coming underneath and I just raise the hip a little bit. It's more that and a little bit of a squeeze from here. What I like to do second is, because my partner can grab my leg on this side, right, I do like to step up across. So it's quite hard for my partner to get me, so I'm stepping up. And the only reason I can do this is because I'm twisting from here. This is your choice, right? Depends on how you want to pass and depends on what you want to do. I generally like to come under this one, put the leg over the side and pass the guard that way. But sometimes, like I'm having trouble, like they're quite strong and I'm trying to kill it for me. So instead, what I'm doing is going to let go and swing underneath and just get my grip. And this is a really easy pass to this side. Secondly is they're always turning away because I've got the collar. It's quite hard for them to turn back in. So from here, so number one, they go hand inside the collar, ecky thump, boom, grip break here, step up, turn the corner, step wide, step wide, step wide, here, push, legs open. I can make the choice. If I want to, I can step backwards if I want to. You can step back and pass the guard. You can raise the hips, come under. No, you can go underneath this side. It's kind of really up to you. What I found from here, if you guys are active and you want to be dynamic, right, we're going to go the butt shuffle. It's how you get out of an omoplata. So the thread of the omoplata, my hand goes down. I simply walk backwards over my partner. So there's the thread of the omoplata, I walk backwards over my partner and it nullifies it. Let's have a shot, guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're just going to assume I've already pinned the hand down from here. I've stepped up, so double pin. I've stepped up from here. And as I'm turning corner, Emma simply goes along my armbar, so my arm gets caught in the omoplata position. Come here. So I've got a post. What I'm doing is I put my head on the ground, and I step, and I come around. They actually do half the work for me.
So you twist forward instead of running on your back.
Yeah.
Twist,
So we're just going to go like I punch the floor, Emma throws the hand, so we're in the omoplata position, right? So this is the omoplata. So from here, it's this, I put my head on the ground, I step. Now think about this way, it's I step over, and I step around, I come around and switch my hips. So my arm's going to be caught here, I gently move my leg over, and if you're a black belt or brown belt, use your knee bar. The guys, if you watch some of the no-gi guys, they fly when they do this. They're really dynamic and acrobatic. I'm a bit old to be doing that shit, so I'm not going to do that. So hand pin, standing, omoplata. From here, I'm like, man. So my head goes on the ground, hand goes on the ground. Step over. Here we are. Top leg, kill it, grip break. And if you guys are into all your fancies, I hope your back, baby, good.
It's a good stretch, thanks.
Oh, sure. There you go. Easy peasy. So it would be omoplata, roll out, berimbolo, back take. Would like to see that again. Just once. Okay. Boom. Omoplata. Boom. Hand goes down to go in close plank. Boom. Step over. Roll. Set. Kick. Boom. Guard pass. Back take. 7 points. Oh yeah, thanks guys. Good job, Adam. Yay! Right, just very have some fun.
You get that?
So Eli's on a side facing towards me. Yeah, on the side facing. So, you know, I'm on side control and then trying to cover guard. This is, you know, like I haven't even got half guard. This is the most common place you're going to get it from. Okay, so control blade, and this is like I'm trying to look for the mount upgrade, but they're defending really well. Okay, so I kill the knee line, I step in, and this is the part that I see people misunderstand. Don't cross your feet yet because you're locked into position. Right, so dive my bottom hand and grab the ankle, bring it up and cross. Once you're here, lock it up. Right, this is part, so now kick your feet to the ceiling and that allows you to travel your partner down. See, I've got the hips locked, so I can kick them down low. And look, you know, it's a little bit nasty on the shin and the foot as well, but if Eli tries to re-roll or move, I've got the leg locked into position. So like from here, it's this kick here, right, when I'm kicking, it's kicking high and kicking long, and that puts me pretty much on the back. So that'll be, if you're missing it, it's that little leg lock or that leg lace, and kick them to the center and then kick them long, and you should end up on the back. Okay, we've got 2 more minutes, guys. 1, 2, 3. So, nice pinch on the leg. Yeah, talk to me. You have to go.
And I can't roll out once I'm there because I'm like, I'm trapped.